Hi there. So we just had the first day of the trial, and today was basically dedicated to selecting the jurors. There were about 50 jurors, which then was selected down to about 30, and then the final 12 were actually selected at 4:30 p.m. Just being there the whole day, I got a chance to actually see both the prosecutor and my brother, who decided to defend himself, a question about 30 different jurors. And what we learned from the jurors is that they're asked questions around, what are their feelings around Muslims, what are their feelings about South Asians and about Islam, and if they've heard things in the media, what they have learned, and that there's like an overwhelming sense of Islamophobia that was actually present. There were jurors who actually communicated that yes, they have fear, they fear Muslims, and then other jurors have. Another juror has communicated that a lot of he used to work for the airline in the airline industry, and then also in the military, and a lot of those experiences has painted his perception around what he feels about how he feels about and about Islam and then about Muslims, and that he has a negative attitude around Islam and Muslims. Another juror actually communicated that he's learned lots of things from the mass media, and that because of what he's learned from mass media, he has a negative perception of Muslims as well. And so it just kind of goes to kind of really point at the kind of like the current Georgia attitude and culture that exists and around people of Muslim backgrounds. And that to me is a concern, because it just I just wonder, like, how fair of a trial will this really be, given the context that we're living in, the Islamophobic environment, and a context that this trial is taking place in this day and time, given it's 2009, and just about 8 years or so post 9/11. So in that sense, I'm really concerned about my brother, and especially because he's now defending himself. He doesn't have a law background. He has been in solitary confinement for about over 1,100 days, and assaulted there, and the trauma and the emotional and the psychological impact that has had on him. Besides the fact that, like my mother has communicated, his health has deteriorated tremendously, and so just the tremendous pressure that comes from that. I feel like it's going to be a really difficult trial.